ladies and gentlemen.
Let's rock.
This is FanStream Sports.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please?
The following program is recommended for mature individuals and may contain material unsuitable for morons, cretins, and dishwipes. If you are a moron, please turn off your radio, because we don't need any more stupid, narrow-minded, pencil-neck geeks who wouldn't know the First Amendment if it came up and bit them on the butt. Thank you.
Yes. Welcome into the Colby Sapp IndyCarTim Show. That show that you decided to right now, as you're either listening after you downloaded or live, you decided to go ahead and pay attention to us. Thank you. I am Colby Sapp, alongside the bearded and sometimes dancy one. It would be that IndyCar Tim. What's up, Tim?
Mr. Colby Sapp, it is a pleasure to be here with you on your show today.
It's your show, too.
Oh, then it's a pleasure to welcome me. I'd like to welcome me to my show.
I'd like to welcome you. You're now doing the Dwayne Rock Johnson third-person intro of your own. I'd like to welcome IndyCar Tim, myself, Colby Sapp. That's right, to our show.
Sweet.
We're also going to welcome you guys. Hey, man. So Disney Plus has a new show on it right now for everybody to go ahead and pay attention to. And it stars Samuel L. Jackson as the Secret Invasion started over there on that Disney Plus. I have not got a chance to watch it today.
Oh, really? I didn't know it came out today.
It is. Blaze, my daughter, hollered at me and was like, hey, are we watching this separately or are we watching this together? So it means to me that she was staring at her TV with the Disney Plus app up and was looking at it going, I should ask. I should ask before I hit play. And I, of course, didn't return her text until, 15, 20 minutes. She's probably already seen half the episode. But at least she asked,
Yeah.
Good things for that. So we have in the world of sports a lot of things going on as we're getting prepared for the Mavericks to not have a draft, because surely they trade that pick away.
I don't think there's any way they trade that pick.
You don't think there's any way they trade that pick?
Zero chance. You know why?
Why is that?
Because they're not that smart, and they don't know how to basketball.
I think that's the reason why a couple of hires have been made during the offseason, and that's the reason why I think that they will make this trade.
I hope you're right. I just have zero confidence in this thing. I'm telling you. And I don't like it. I don't like feeling this way about our little Mavericks.
And not to get too far into this, but this is how you feel a lot of times about it, except for right now. Nobody can possibly feel that about the Texas Rangers.
No.
Right now. But
even though they got robbed yesterday.
They got boned, dude.
By the replay.
Yes. And it wasn't the umpires on the field, the rumps, as I like to call them.
They got it right.
They got it right. Then they sent it to New York, and the New York guy was like, yeah, hey, Jonah Heim blocked all of the plate, which he didn't.
Nope.
He was nowhere in the way of that damn thing. And there was a couple things that happened with that play that kind of irked me. One was...
It's a great throw, by the way.
It was a great throw. And it was a great play by Jonah Heim. But the irked happened when Elvis Andrews, as the White Sox play-by-play guy calls him, which...
That weird.
That just throws me off. As Elvis was like, he looked really defeated when the out call happened, and then he got a chance to do his Elvis dance.
Yep.
And once the safe call happened, and I do not, because I am a proponent of instant replay.
Absolutely.
I want them to get the call correct, but that's the reason why I'm a proponent for instant replay is I want you to get the call correct.
Because more times than not, they miss it on the field and they fix it with replay.
Right.
That wasn't the case yesterday.
That wasn't. And hopefully that guy is fired. Whoever made the call in New York. You think
it was Dean Blandino?
No.
Is he screwing a Texas team again?
No, I don't think it was Dean Blandino because as Dean works for the XFL.
Yep. Director of officiating.
They go to him in his little booth.
He loves that spotlight too, doesn't he?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
it's his show.
It's your time to shine, man. But they need to do that with baseball now. They need to show the Joker in New York, have a camera behind him, and show him and have his little name at the bottom of it instead of just saying going to New York. They need to have, Fred Weinstead or whoever it is. That's his. I just made up a name right then and there, and that's what I came up with.
Fred Weinstead.
It just him there he is, and this is the guy responsible for making this call.
They need full transparency in their replay booth. Like you said, just like they do in the XFL.
That would be great. Instead of just going to mysterious New York. I don't want that at all. So Rangers got a game stolen from them.
It's all right. We'll get them back tonight. By the way, they have a rare night game on a travel day. That very rarely happens on the schedule.
That does very rarely.
7:15 first pitch, and they got to get out of Chicago tonight to go to New York.
New York.
Where they're going to sweep. My prediction.
And that's a nice prediction. I do have an update for you guys on the submersible.
Oh dear.
The Titan submersible.
Oh dear.
They still haven't found that thing yet.
It's out of air now by now, right?
Yeah, it's out of air by now. The last I heard is that they reported hearing some knocking sounds in their sonar coming from in the area, in their search area.
I heard that too.
That's the last I heard.
But by now the knocking would have stopped.
Also, the knocking was just every 30 minutes, not every 3 minutes.
Maybe it's just one dude and the one dude that's left and he's really tired and that's all he can muster.
I mean, he strangled everybody else so he could have a little bit more oxygen.
Wow, that's dark, Colby.
Sorry, I've been listening to a lot of sci-fi zombie books, and some of that does happen to where they're like, you know what? I'll just instead of you being a chance to turn into a zombie, I'll just kill you now.
By the way, speaking of sci-fi, Colby, you sci-fi fans, make sure you tune in at the 8:25 mark of the next hour because we're going to have some sci-fi talk with a new Alien movie in the works.
Ooh, excited.
Yes.
I am super excited.
I was stoked when I read this.
Tim, you have something down here about the Price is Right.
Colby, the price is not just right. The price is downright dangerous these days.
Uh-oh.
So we're all aware who the current host is, right?
Of Price is Right?
Of the Price is Right? Yeah. I mean, Bob Barker retired a long time ago.
Isn't it he thinks Cleveland rocks?
It's the Drew Carey show.
Yeah.
And for those of you viewing, I put him on the screen. This is his get up. He uses the throwback, really tall, skinny microphone, just like Bob Barker did. So, sort of a tribute to Bob Barker.
Does he also
that's his get up there.
Assault the honeys in the back
like Bob Barker did? Hey, Bob Barker can do whatever he wants. He beat the crap out of Happy Gilmore.
This is true. And he also urged you to get your pets spayed and or
neutered. And then he spayed and or neutered all his coworkers there on the set.
If that's what okay.
Well, that's what I heard.
Well,
is that not accurate?
I don't think that was accurate.
That irresponsible reporting on my part.
See him back there with
so did you ever watch Price is Right back in your day?
All the time.
Like as a kid? Yeah, 11 o'clock.
All the time.
It's on Channel 11 at the time before it was a CBS affiliate when it was just independent.
Right.
Way back in the day. And, Bob Barker with his weird get-ups, a new car, and all that good stuff. I love that stuff. But they recently had an incident.
Uh-oh.
And apparently it wasn't the first incident. By the way, Drew Carey is 65 years old now.
Man, that actually makes me feel older.
Cleveland can't rock anymore, right? There's no way.
I mean, they still don't.
That was a funny show back in the day. In a clip shared by the show's Instagram account this past Saturday, a contestant named Henry won a game of Bonkers. I don't recall Bonkers. That might be a new one. I honestly haven't watched it since Drew Carey took over, I'll be honest. But He did one of these, jumping up and down, punching the air with excitement.
Oh, so he did like the Michael Jordan celebration?
Yes.
Okay.
However,
Uh-oh.
he quickly fell to the ground in pain.
He pulled a Grammatica?
Wasn't his knee.
Oh, no.
By the way, that was very great. Dude, he separated his shoulder throwing air punches after winning a game of bonkers.
Oh, man. I mean, okay, the adrenaline is flowing, but if you separate your shoulder throwing air punches,
that's some celebrating right there.
That's some hardcore celebrating. And also, you might need to get to a gym or something.
Dude, there's no way I could throw air punches right now. I'd break my neck. So Drew Carey said Henry was celebrating and going, woo! And he dislocated his shoulder. So his wife, who was joining him on the show, had to spin that big wheel. You know, the big. Yeah, gotta love the wheel. I always wanted to spin that wheel. I always felt like there's somebody on the other side of the wheel that's controlling what it's going to stop on.
Right. You think
it's all rigged? Yeah, it's all
okay.
rigged. It's definitely rigged. So, yeah, Carey made the announcement on the show. Henry's not going to be able to spin the wheel, but Alice is going to spin it for him. I feel like it's a sexual euphemism for something. Henry's partner proceeded to spin him a 95, sending him through to the Showcase Showdown, where he ended up scoring a Hawaiian vacation.
Nice!
Drew Carey announced at the end of the episode, Henry won a trip to Hawaii and the ER. Still got the comedy timing. But apparently, Colby, this is not the first time something like this has happened on this show. I was aware of the injury history of contestants on The Price is Right.
I mean, I know there's an injury history. I think my favorite moment, though, didn't involve, before you get to this, didn't involve an injury. It was when the lady in the wheelchair won the, oh, crap. And I hate these things. You run on it. Treadmill.
No, treadmill.
She won a treadmill. She was bound to a wheelchair and won the treadmill.
Maybe they were just trying to encourage her recovery.
That was all. No. I can just see her just getting on the treadmill with her wheels and just
like holding on to the front of it and the wheels are just spinning.
She's got it set to 90. I'm kicking this thing's ass.
Oh my gosh, that is great. I don't recall that. I remember all of the number of wardrobe malfunctions that contestants had jumping up and down in the 70s as their halter tops would fall off.
Right.
No wonder Bob Barker was so horny on that show.
Just all these juggling jugs just happening all over the place.
So many 70s jugs. In 2014, a player named Judy fell and hurt her ankle while spinning the big wheel and went on to win the Showcase Showdown on crutches. So you think they just have like crutches in the back just for people who get hurt? Like they got them right there ready to go if somebody breaks their ankle or something.
You know what? I imagine they have to have, medical staff on hand because the shock of actually winning a car. I mean, not saying that, but there's a chance.
Yeah.
You get so excited and adrenaline hits, and the next thing you know, your bowels are loosening and you're on the floor.
Man, speaking of bowels loosening, I'll get into that later.
If you had bowels loosening on your Colby Sapp IndyCarTim Show bingo card, you win something.
Drew Carey explained, Judy took a tumble on the wheel spin and it hurt her ankle, so he had some medics come out and take a look at it, tape it all up, and put some ice on it. He said that she will be attending going to the hospital following the conclusion of the game. So she was a trooper.
Mm-hmm.
In 2018, another contestant named Fernando made a memorable entrance onto the Price is Right stage by doing a somersault. At the big wheel, he fell face first on the ground after being beaten by another competitor for the chance to play the Showcase Showdown. Drew Carey has sustained multiple onset injuries over the years. Upon getting called up to the stage, a contestant named Sona accidentally knocked him down while hugging him in a celebration in 2018.
How big was Sona?
Dude, I mean, I can imagine with a name like Sona, right?
No, let's not name shame and imagine Sona. Every Sona out there is,
Have you ever known a hot Sona?
I've never known a Sona.
Exactly.
Okay.
I feel like you just made my point.
I feel like you just made mine.
I feel like Andre the Giant, maybe his nickname was Sona.
Well,
You think this was Andre the Giant in drag?
you know what? I'm going to just say no.
But we can't confirm or deny that.
I can without total confirmation say I am 99.8% sure.
Wasn't he dead already in 2018?
That's one of the reasons why I'm
the evil twin brother.
yes.
Or
Or a clone.
Roger the Giant.
They cloned Andre the Giant, but
Drew Carey also cut his hand after getting his arm stuck in the rotating apparatus of a set for the game Grocery Game in 2007. The incident occurred before his first episode as host and even aired in October of that year. He took over hosting duties from the original frontman Bob Barker, who retired in it seems like it was before 07. But dude, Bob Barker's 99.
yes.
Dang. I feel like he's gonna die soon.
I mean,
Probably some chick named Sona's gonna tackle him. Death by Sona.
state of the art.
Wait for it.
It's not a soft drink.
Wait for it. Sona. We need a sponsor called Sona.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm never going on The Price is Right, by the way.
Why not?
The numerous times they've asked me, I've always turned them down.
You just got to show up and be part of the studio audience.
They offered me lots of money, and I was just like, nah, I ain't got time for y'all. I ain't got time for idiot Drew Carey.
Okay, I've got plenty of time for that.
Really?
Yes.
I'd rather go on Wheel of Fortune.
I'd go on either. I mean, Wheel of Fortune would be more one that I would feel confident in winning, because some of those games on Price is Right, you're like, I don't know what a current whatever
What the price is? Yeah.
price is.
It's just a dryer these days, like $80.
Yeah, what is that? I don't go shopping.
It's all online.
So,
I mean, I would go back in time and I'd be on the Hollywood Squares.
That would be your choice.
The 70s version of the Hollywood Squares, dude. I'd dominate.
I think mine would be would be Wheel of Fortune, just because of how much Wheel of Fortune my parents and my granny watched.
Yep.
It was Wheel of Fortune all the time. But the other one was, what was that? What was that one? It was like the pyramid.
Oh, the $25,000 pyramid with Dick Clark?
Yes.
Then it became the $100,000 pyramid later.
Yeah, it did. I think I'd be down with that, because I'm pretty good at it. Kind of, if you can get me a person that I'm on the wavelength with,
right,
be my partner, which is not you, Tim. It could be one of you listening, but it's not Tim.
No, definitely not.
Then yes, I know I could pull that off, man. Because you know what, you and me would be the worst pyramid players.
Oh my God, it would be terrible. We're never on the same wavelength.
No, we're not.
We don't know the same things either.
No, and the things that I think everybody should know this, Tim doesn't know it.
Oh, I don't know anything.
And the things that Tim thinks that everybody should know it,
it's just me.
It's just you. You're a storehouse of useless knowledge.
That's true.
So there we are.
I'm the master of totally useless knowledge. Colby, ask me what day it is.
Hey, Tim.
Yeah.
What day is it?
I'm really glad you asked, Colby. Today is Wednesday, June 21st. Welcome everybody into the show again, by the way. Today, June 21st, for those of you that like to do this thing, it is International Yoga Day.
Okay, so a lot of downward dog, maybe some planking.
That's the only thing I can name, right? Downward dog? Is there an upward dog? What's up, dog?
Yeah, it smells like up dog in here.
What's up, dog?
Exactly, my man.
It is National Selfie Day.
By the way, Mark, whatever the hell that laugh was, you just did.
That was my David Letterman laugh.
Okay.
National Selfie Day. Take some time to perfect that angle, try out a new filter, and freshen up your socials, Colby.
And just be sure, as you've often heard in news and notes, don't do selfies next to cliffs.
Oh, God.
Okay.
Or with bears in the background.
Yes. Or trying to get a picture of that bear that's chasing you on the bicycle. Just pedal harder.
That bear stole his bicycle.
If you don't get that reference, you need to go back and listen to more Colby Sapp IndyCarTim Show.
There's a note. The bear stole his bicycle.
Effing bear.
Summer solstice is today, Colby. The sun stays in the sky the longest it will all year. We didn't see much of the sun today, but we're seeing it now.
Well, thank God.
There's some wicked weather here in North Texas today.
Burning up.
It is the World Day of Music. I mean,
I love music.
every day, right? Don't we celebrate music every day?
I don't.
Burt Bacharach.
Let me be really particular here. I don't love your music.
Yes, you do.
No. I
You said
love
you did.
my music.
You said you love my music.
No.
It is Andean New Year.
Man, I thought that was a person there for a little bit. And day.
And it's also Aymara New Year. Why does everybody have to have different New Years than everybody else? Why can't we just all have the same New Year?
You know what?
Stupid idiots.
It's really not, because if you were to have New Year's parties every time it was, somebody else's New Year, you could actually pull that off.
I mean, I'm all for celebrating New Year's every day.
Let's do it.
Can't we just have a New Day celebration?
New Day.
Happy New Day.
That's for you wrestling fans out there. You're welcome.
I don't know what that is.
No, I didn't figure. See, we wouldn't be good.
No, we'd be terrible. It is Canada's National Indigenous Peoples Day. By the way, I figured out something. Of course, I lived in Canada for a short time. And, as we call the Native Americans down here Indians, which obviously became a derogatory term, and we're not supposed to call them that anymore.
Well, because we misspoke because we thought they were from India.
Wasn't that Christopher Columbus that did that because he thought he'd sailed to India?
Yes.
So that's became a derogatory and, of course, an incorrect term because that's not what they are.
Right.
Did you know the term Eskimo in Canada is equally derogatory and frowned upon? I lived up there, and everybody uses that word. Eskimos.
Right.
Oh, they're Eskimos. Eskimo kisses, whatever.
Eskimo brothers.
Eskimo sunburn. Oh, wait, that was the Indian sunburn. Yeah, so it to the point that the longtime Canadian Football League team, the Edmonton Eskimos,
right,
2 years ago changed their name to the Edmonton Elks.
Did that make everybody mad in Canada?
I don't think they were too happy about it.
Well, probably didn't hear about it because, they can't really show a lot of their sadness and feelings.
No, they're just happy about everything.
Mm-hmm.
Today is National Go Skateboarding Day.
Hey, man, go skateboarding.
Man, I used to skateboard the crap out of everything, dude. I built my own skateboard in high school. I was a mad dog on skateboards.
So your best trick you could pull off as when this phase went through.
I used to like to jump off of things.
Okay.
I don't know if that's a trick. That was just like my favorite go-to thing. Like we'd be at the grocery store, we'd jump off the docks,
Right.
What's that, like 4 feet or something? And 5 feet is not that big of a deal.
No,
but that was always fun to jump off of stuff.
But could you create air by yourself?
Yes.
Could you?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I could ollie. I could endo.
No, okay.
I forgot about all these terms.
Could you grind anything?
I could grind. Yeah, I wasn't great, but I tried lots of stuff. I mean,
Right.
I've tried everything, and I sucked at most of it and hurt myself a lot.
So what footing were you? Do you know this answer?
No, I don't know that.
So were you goofy footed or regular?
Does that mean left foot forward or right foot forward?
Yeah.
I was left foot forward.
Okay.
Is that how it's supposed to be?
No. Yes.
I never really thought of that before, but yeah, always left foot forward.
Okay. Yes. No. Wait. Hold on. It's been so long since I skateboarded.
Yeah, I had to think about it.
Yeah. No. I'm left foot board, and then 90 degrees. So that's normal.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
It is
Sorry.
Martyrs Day in Togo.
Oh.
Honor the memories of all the sons and daughters of the land of Togo. All right, if you say so.
Mm-hmm.
National Aboriginal Day. I mean, this very racist picture right here of the people. I feel like that's racist. National Arizona Day.
Oh, hey, go find a trailer park.
Um,
That's all I think about when I think about Arizona. It's just a lot of
trailer parks, really?
A lot of trailer parks.
I think of rattlesnakes when I think in cactuses, cacti.
Cacti.
I think of cacti when I think of Arizona.
Sounds like yes.
It is National Cookie Dough Day. God, I love me some cookie dough.
All right, Tim, you get a tub of cookie dough,
Yep, I'm going to town.
a spoon.
Yep.
But you have every flavor of cookie dough in front of you. Which flavor is
Chocolate
the
chip.
spoon? Spoon's going in chocolate chip first.
Always. No, not first. That's all I'm eating.
That's all you're eating.
Maybe peanut butter. Peanut butter cookie dough.
You know what? I am right there with you. The chocolate chip cookie is the best cookie. Now I will say this: if there is a chocolate chunk,
I'm okay with the chocolate chunk.
and then secretly the macadamia nut cookie
Out.
is amazing.
I don't think I've ever had a macadamia nut, and I can never bring myself to eating one of those.
You've never had one?
I don't think so. Not on purpose.
Well, then that should change
Are
because
those the green? I know there's pistachios.
Yeah.
I know I don't like pistachios. What is a macadamia nut? That's the white one, right?
yeah, it's
Seems
it's
racist.
big in Hawaii.
Idiots.
No, they're not. There's really good. You don't like pistachios, man? That almost
No.
didn't come out right. I almost Sylvester the cat all over everything in front of me.
I could hear it coming. Whoa, oh, hey. Suffering fuckatash.
Pistachios. Yeah, I wanted to S right in front of that P. Don't mark that.
Too late. Wait a minute. I gotta get my pen out. 2703, Colby.
It's amazing.
Oh my God. It is also National Day of the Gong.
The Gong Show or just
It's just the gong. Ring a gong, ring a gong. It's National Day of the Gong, Mark.
I'll have to tell you, back in the day, everybody is putting up their drum kits and whatever. And like if you had a badass drum kit, if behind you was one of those giant Zildjian gongs,
Oh, yeah.
you never used it. You just set it up back there, and it was the biggest money drain to go get one. Because you didn't, I mean, you begged the rest of the people in your band, let's have one song.
Just one song with a gong.
Just please. I bought this MFer, please.
I gotta use it for one song.
It's gotta make it onto the track. Damn it.
God, it's so great.
And every time you hit it, somebody in the crowd would go, Mortal Kombat!
Throwback. It is also National Daylight Appreciation Day.
Does daylight even care?
We literally have a day for everything now.
No. I know we have days for everything, but daylight does not. I mean, you think daylight was like finally like, oh, thank God. All right, I feel appreciated. Does not care. We don't have to have a day to appreciate it.
It is also, as we blow through these last few here, National Dog Party Day.
Hey, man, that's good.
National Peaches and Cream Day.
Amazing.
National Seashell Day.
Hear the ocean.
National Smoothie Day.
Love a good smoothie.
National Yard Games Day. Did you ever play yard darts, like the real ones?
The lawn darts.
Yes.
Yeah, we never
Loved
played
yard
the
darts.
actual game. We just threw them in the air and ran away.
Yeah, just like roulette. Lawn. God, I can't even say it. Lawn dart roulette.
That's right.
It is National Shades for a Migraine Day. Right? World Humanist Day.
You know what? I'm about out.
World Hydrography. For the love of God. World Hydrography Day.
I thought you was like hydrography.
Hydrography.
Okay.
I
Somebody
guess
look that up.
hydrographers are people who, I guess, go underwater a lot, like the people in the submersible.
Oh, well.
It should be a national day for them. And Colby, finally, a two-part finally. It's World Giraffe Day and World Motorcycle Day.
That's great. A day that it rained.
Yeah. I almost rode my motorcycle up here today, but yeah, we got like 27 inches of rain.
So yeah, I'm getting out. I may have to go do a loop after I get home just to go do it if it's not raining on World Motorcycle Day. By the way, a giraffe, a bow tie. You think the bow tie goes up here or goes down here?
Closest to the chin.
Closest to the chin. So
That's what I'd say.
Bow tie would be up here.
Ooh.
On a giraffe.
Or you could pull off the rare double bow tie.
You could. Then that make your voice really high.
Dude, that would be awesome.
According to us last week.
That's right. All right, then. Where's our music, Colby?
I mean, there it is. You have found the segment where I go through all the people that are born today, and I make a list of the people that I think are famous enough to make my list, and then I offer them to you, in which we can all, you, me, and Tim, can decide who is the good, who is the bad, and who is the ugly person that's on this list. And starting off today, she turns 26. And if anybody ever sings her first pop single song to you, it will never leave your head and you will hate them forever. Rebecca Black, otherwise known as that girl that says Friday, Friday. Oh my God.
I don't think I've ever heard that.
Don't look it up.
But I will tell you this. I'm looking at a photograph of Rebecca Black. Colby.
I mean, she's 26 now, so it's okay to.
So it's okay? Well,
yeah.
Here. See what we think of Rebecca Black here. Because I've never heard of her. But
she actually released her first song via YouTube, and it caught fire, and that's how she became a pop star.
Won't let me put a picture on here for some reason.
Well, it's broken.
I think it is. The heck? Huh. All right, well, moving along.
Moving along. All right.
We're going to move along now.
Turning 73 today. He is the drummer for the band Aerosmith, one Joey Kramer.
Yes, he is.
Not to be confused with that Kramer on that one show.
Oh, there she is. That's a pretty good picture, right?
That's yeah.
Kind of does a little something for me. I'm not normally a fan of red lipstick, but I can kind of see she's wearing a red dress to go with it, so I might accept it. I might allow it.
Well, I mean, it's okay.
I mean, that's kind of doing something for me right there.
Well, you go right ahead then.
I mean, it's better than.
Yeah, because she's 26 and the other lady is 84.
Hey, at least I didn't put this on the screen.
Come on. Are we going to go for... We now got 3 shows in a row where we just attack Yasmin Bleeth.
I'm not attacking her. I'm genuinely concerned for her well-being.
But then why, when you put the picture up, did you immediately go... Turning 56 years old today. He's a really good comedian. And I don't think he gets enough credit for being a really good comedian. It's one Jim Brewer.
Kind of a one-trick pony, right? Didn't he do Goat Boy or something?
Yes, but also him talking about, like his first Metallica concert and stuff like that. And
I just know him from SNL.
Wasn't he was in a weed movie too?
Yeah, you're right, he was. There had a lot of those come out back then.
Yeah, and of course, every time he's on stage, you're pretty sure he's high as F.
He's just got that natural high-looking thing going on.
I kind of always thought that he should be, if they would have done an early 90s Scooby-Doo, that he should have been Shaggy.
Yeah, I can see that.
Richard Jefferson turns 43 years old today.
Overrated.
I think he's just about right rated, because he's not like in your top tier greatness, but he had some skill.
Better than Luca?
Yeah, no.
I'm just checking.
Juliette Lewis turns 50 years old today.
Dude, she was one of my very early Hollywood crushes.
Because of her normally playing a badass, I would agree with you.
Yep.
Her facial formation wasn't my favorite a lot of times, but her and Woody in Natural Born Killers, that shook me.
Colby.
Uh-oh.
How old is she today?
She's 50.
Oh, Colby.
She's not going to age well. It's Juliette Lewis, dude. She looked older back then. It's just, she had natural grandma face.
She's got natural great grandma face right now. I mean, it's not. Here, you want to say fine? I can see you're begging. You're not going to let me go. Get off of this here.
I thought that's what you were going to do, so I was stalling. That's her face, dude. She all right.
No, she was better looking when she was like, I better say at least 18. Juliette Lewis.
Turning 90 years old today, he was Doc on the Love Boat. Bernie Coppell. Or Koppel.
Koppel. Are we sure he's still alive?
Says he's 90.
Also played on one of my other favorite 60s sitcoms, Get Smart. He was on Get Smart, too.
Was he on Get
as
Smart?
The what was the name of the enemy organization? Crap, I can't remember the name, but he was like the German bad guy. You know, he was the nemesis.
Okay, yes. And I don't remember what it was, but yes. I did watch some It's still, yeah, he's not dead yet. Not dead yet.
Chaos.
That's right.
Yeah, Bernie Koppel played Ludwig von Siegfried.
Because of course he did.
It was a great character, man. That was a great show.
The lead singer of The Killers, 42 years old today, Brandon Flowers.
I like The Killers.
They're okay. And there was a lot of people up. I say a lot of people. I think KT up at the Fan was now the Freak was a really huge fan of The Killers, and it kind of beat me down a little bit.
Yeah. They sang the song. It was sort of the unofficial anthem of the old Drunk Sports podcast, Colby. The song "The Man."
Okay.
When we were still in the garage, like Lance would play that before every show, and then we get shut down on Facebook for copyright. That's how we figured out the whole copyright thing was because of that song.
Passed away in 2011. Jane Russell. She was in movies and stuff.
She was kind of cute back in her day.
Just wanted to throw her in there.
Say how old she was when she died, because she was probably up there, right?
Probably, but I didn't write it down.
Colby, Jane Russell died at the age of 90.
Yeah, I was going to say 89. I was close.
Yeah, you were very close. Yeah, and she was a good-looking woman back in the day.
William, Prince of Wales, not to be confused with Richard, Prince of Octopussies. He's 41 today.
Huh. All right. Royalty.
Yep. And finally, turning 44 years old today, and if he's in a movie that you've put out there, it's going to do good. Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt of Parks and Rec fame.
Chris Pratt of, well, everything that he's in fame.
I wonder, so I'm a big fan of Chris Pratt.
Right?
He married one of my love interests in Hollywood, though. Anna Faris.
Uh-huh.
And that apparently did not end well. Like, they're not very good. I think they have kids together, too. They're not. So I don't know if I can be a fan of Chris Pratt anymore.
Why?
Because he did my girl wrong.
Are you sure it wasn't the other way around?
I'm hearing it was him. Apparently he liked to play. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Well,
I mean, you know.
yeah. You know what? You can go. You can stick by my rule, and you'll be all right.
What's that?
Don't concern yourselves with the personal lives or the political opinions of those people that you want to be entertained by.
No, and I don't. I'm gonna have to ask her what happened for real. Maybe have her on the show next week.
And there you go. I'm sure that'll happen.
Man, she was great in The Hot Chick. You ever see that, Colby? Doesn't seem like something you'd be interested in.
No. Is that the one where the guy turned into the girl?
Yep, and the cheerleader turned into the homeless criminal, which was Rob Schneider.
Uh-huh.
By the way, underrated performance by Rob Schneider, because he literally plays the entire movie as a teenage girl. And he pulled it off pretty well.
You can do it.
That's maybe his best role ever.
It's in every Adam Sandler movie.
Colby, you forgot Sophie Dossie's birthday.
Who's that?
She's a singer, pop singer.
Okay.
And she looks like, because of course I have to. She looks like this.
You know what? Saw her on the list. Didn't know her.
Oh, sorry. She's not a pop singer. She's a gymnast.
Oh, a gymnast.
She's a gymnast. Oh, my God. You also missed, what's her name? Lana Del Rey. She's the pop singer.
Yeah. I saw her, and I've heard of her before, but I couldn't think. I looked through her songs, and I didn't know any of them, so I was like, yeah.
Do you think that's her normal face, or is she making some weird thing with her mouth right there?
It's probably... No, that looks perturbed at the person taking her picture.
Doesn't it?
That looks like, damn it.
I'm going to make a fish face at you.
I don't know if that's fish.
No, it looks like she's starting the fish.
Oh.
Exclusive. I can't tell what's better, this or this.
It's the first one. It's not even close.
That one?
That one. It's not even close.
Yeah, I'll accept it. I agree. All right.
That is your good and bad and ugly list. You can text in on the FanStream Sports text line and let us know who you think the good, bad, and ugly, or who you have at the good, bad, and ugly. And I'd read that number to you, but
I'm getting there.
This lady's face is still up. 214-937-0569. Just go ahead and send that text off if you'd like on who your pick is for good, or who your pick is for bad, or who your pick is for ugly. Tim will tell you his, and he'll do that right
Colby, my good
now.
Today, Bernie Koppel.
Okay.
He is my good, and it really didn't have a lot of options. I mean,
you had a few.
He could have gone Jane Russell. I mean, technically, you could go Chris. I guess I did have options. Chris Pratt, Rebecca Black's hot. Jim Brewer is funny. Juliette Lewis is no longer hot, but she used to be. Jane Russell, like I mentioned. My bad, and this isn't close. Richard Jefferson.
He was a Mav.
What? No, he wasn't.
Yeah, he was a Mav for a little bit, wasn't he?
Like a day?
More than a day.
Before he probably, I remember him as a Piston. I think he was a lot of things.
Well, I remember him as a New Jersey Net the most.
Apparently Cleveland.
So,
how many teams did Richard Jefferson play for? As he is my bad this week. Oh, good Lord.
A lot.
Nets, Bucks, Spurs, Warriors, Jazz, Mavericks, Cavaliers, Nuggets. I guess he wasn't a Piston. Who am I thinking of that was a Piston?
It wasn't the same guy.
I don't know who I'm thinking of. Anyway, he is my bad. Colby, my ugly. I have to.
Don't do it.
I have to, Colby.
Don't do it. I mean,
and it breaks my heart.
Doc from Love Boat is up there.
It breaks my. Well, he was my good. Colby, it breaks my heart to have to do this.
I mean, Goat Boy is in this list.
I don't know if he's uglier. All right, fine, I'll do it. Jim Brewer is my ugly, not Juliette Lewis.
Good for you.
There, you talked me out of it. Talked me off the ledge.
My good is Chris Pratt, because duh.
Duh.
My bad is Rebecca Black, because don't make music that does that to people.
I'm gonna have to look this song up.
Gives them loop head. You want a good case of loop head? Fire that off. Don't fire it off in my ears. I will stab your face with a pen.
Not one of those.
And My ugly is Doc from Love Boat. My ugly is Bernie Capel.
What? He was not even ugly.
His face was top heavy.
Was it?
Yeah.
I think that was just because of his glass. He wore big glasses from back in the day.
Whatever made it top heavy, that's what did it. So
if you say so.
There's my good, bad, and ugly. If you had any, let us know. So
Guess what time it is, Colby?
That'll do it for good, bad, and ugly.
That's it. I think we got everybody, right?
Yeah. Is it the sports report?
It is the sports report, and Colby, we're going to talk Cowboys.
Ooh.
Because The Athletic released their annual Cowboys fan poll. The Cowboys fan survey. I don't know the difference between a poll and a survey. I really don't.
I don't either.
I thought we would go through some of these and offer our picks. There's a bunch of them. We don't have time to go through all of them. But they have some pretty good provocative questions here. For instance, Colby, what grade would you give the Cowboys for their off seasons? I think I mentioned this from The Athletic, right?
Yes.
What grade would you give the Cowboys for their off season, coaching staff changes, free agency draft, etc.?
I'm going to give this off season, because of things that have happened that don't normally happen, and a lot of the draft picks started concentrating on areas that, especially Mozzie, that I didn't think they even valued. I have to go with an A-.
Okay. I'm going with an A simply for the fact that they got rid of Kellen Moore. They get a high grade for that from me.
The acquisitions, the wide receiver, the cornerback, filling holes, and concentrating on trying to stop the run with a defense that's pretty good at getting after everything else. There was a couple things I'd love to see else, but not much.
Nope. Yeah, I'm happy with their offseason. Colby, how far will the Cowboys go this offseason? Miss the playoffs, losing the wild card, losing the divisional, losing the NFC Championship game, lose the Super Bowl, win the Super Bowl.
Well, if you're just going, I hate these questions because this removes prognostication from me.
Right. It's just your gut. What does your gut tell you about the Cowboys this year?
My gut says they at least make the NFC Championship game.
So they lose the NFC Championship game, you think?
I'm not saying that they lose it. That's what my gut says. They make it to that point. But I am not going to put on record that they lose it.
You're not going to like what I'm going to say here. I think they're out in the wild card round. I think they lose to the 49ers again in the wild card round. I don't know, just my gut feeling. Colby, who will win the NFC East? Commanders, Cowboys, Eagles, Gigantes.
It's the Cowboys.
Wow, over the Eagles?
You don't win it back-to-back.
No, that's true. So the Eagles really should be on here because nobody's won a back-to-back division in the NFC East since 03-04 when the Eagles finished their run of 4 straight.
I don't like what the Commanders got going on. I don't think that it's the Giants' time yet. So give me the Cowboys.
You will take the Cowboys. I will take the Giants to win the division. We'll skip that one. Nobody cares. Will the Cowboys reach, not win, the Super Bowl in the next 5 years?
Yes.
Okay. Disagree. What grade do you give Mike McCarthy? Blech, nobody cares. I think I asked you this already in your Ask Colby Cowboys segment.
Okay.
Who will be the coach of the Cowboys at this time next year? McCarthy, Quinn, Jerry Jones, or other?
If what I just got through prognosticating is right, it'll be McCarthy. But my answer to that, just straight off, well, I thought it was going to be Quinn.
Yeah, you answered Quinn before. Yeah, and I think I agree with you there. Definitely not Jerry Jones.
No.
By the way, this is from The Athletic, their Dallas Cowboys fan survey going into 2023. What grade would you give Jerry Jones, the GM, for how the Cowboys have built their current roster and coaching staff?
For me, that's going to be, again, as we're looking at it right now, it's an A-.
Okay, I think I agree. Yeah, I don't have a problem with the way he's built this thing. Who is the Cowboys' most valuable player? Dak, Micah, CD, Trayvon, Zach Martin, Tony Pollard, DeMarcus Lawrence, or other?
Well, it's Dak.
Has to be, right?
Dak Prescott.
I mean, they're not going to win if he's not playing well.
Right. I mean, number 2 is Micah.
Yeah. Which rookie will make the biggest impact this season? Mozzie Smith, Luke Schoonmaker, DeMarvion Overshone, Viliami Fehoko, or Deuce Vaughn?
I want to say Mozzie, but I think a lot of what Mozzie's going to be doing is not going to be as noticed. Just because compressing the pocket, controlling, that's not really your stat filler, and I don't think that gets noticed.
Yeah.
But with the linebackers, the way the linebackers look, as far as Micah's doing this, then you got Leighton, you're going to be, I think it's Overshown.
Really?
Yes.
At the linebacker position. Yeah, I think it would be between him and maybe Deuce Vaughn, just because of current state of the running back position for them right now. I think Deuce Vaughn has an opportunity to shine.
I do, and you know what? I do need to get that. I've already watched all the film with Deuce, and the only things that I see with him that would make him not that exact is I'm having trouble deciding while watching the tape of Deuce Vaughn if it's he was waiting on his offensive line to create the holes because he's a 2-speed back. Was he waiting on his offensive line and setting up the blocks, or could he not see the hole because he's slow to the line? And then once he hits the hole, he's gone. Well, he has only 2 speeds. It's like the lawnmower. It's like turtle power or rabbit power.
Yeah.
That was it. And he's got that. And I wonder if it's because if he was having trouble seeing the hole in college until he got there to it and then busted it, okay. But if you're having trouble in college kind of seeing it, the speed of the NFL could catch you.
Yeah, you're in trouble then.
So that's the only question I have about Deuce Vaughn.
Which of these veteran newcomers will make the biggest impact this season? Brandon Cooks or Stephon Gilmore?
Biggest impact. Ooh. You know what? I think it's going to be Cooks.
I think it's going to be Cooks because I still say he's going to be your leading receiver this year.
Well, he's not going to be your leading receiver.
Well, I think he is.
I'm just telling you, you're wrong.
It ain't going to be Lamb.
You just don't like CD Lamb. You haven't liked
really
him last
don't.
year and the year before, and it's all because of the 88 number.
A lot of it has to do with the 88 number.
It's on the dirt that not Tim, and I don't know why I have to talk like this.
Hey, I don't like Micah wearing number 11 either, so it's all good. Which position concerns you the most, Colby? Offensive line, running back, wide receiver, tight end, kicker, or linebacker?
You know what? When the season gets here, it'll probably be kicker.
Yeah, right, because they don't have one right now?
Yeah, but right now it's still that offensive line.
Mm-hmm.
I need that wall to be formed. I need the holes for these, the running backs that we have to be made. And that's really what makes this team go. When you look at teams' specialties, the Dallas Cowboys, when they're going great, that offensive line is humming.
Yeah.
And if it's not, that's where you have troubles. Other teams can seem to get away with having shoddy offensive lines and be okay. The Dallas Cowboys cannot.
Nope. Which player's departure will be the toughest to replace? Ezekiel Elliott, Dalton Schultz, Connor McGovern, or Noah Brown?
That really just caused a deep meh inside my body.
I kind of blue screened as I was reading that because, none of those guys had a huge impact last season.
You know what?
Except for maybe McGovern because of the position.
Because of the position, I'll go McGovern. I mean,
Yeah, I agree
Schultz, don't get me wrong, Schultz is awesome. But
He didn't have a good year, though.
and he was a security blanket for Dak. And that's great. But still, I think we've got the tight end position. We might find out later in 2-3 games into the season, it's like, oh no, our tight ends aren't as good as what we thought they were.
Well, I mean, we got Schoonmaker, who's going to be, I think they want him to be the number one option, right?
Right.
They just drafted. Jake Ferguson, I think, will have a good year, and everybody loves Peyton Hendershot. Sean McKeon's your blocking tight end, so.
I think they're good at tight end, but we'll find out. We'll find out.
Mickey Spagnola joins the show. Colby Sapp, the Cowboys re-sign Ezekiel Elliott.
No. I mean, I'd love them to, but no.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I think the Giants should, though. Which tight end will have the best season? We just sort of talked about him. Who do you think? Ferguson, Schoonmaker, Hendershot, or not McKeon? Why is he even on here?
I gotta go with Hendershot myself.
I think me too.
There's something about that kid.
Yep, he's a good. Where do you rank Dak Prescott among NFL quarterbacks? You and I are going to differ here. Top 5, between 6 and 10, between 11 and 15, between 16 and 20, or not in the top 20.
Yeah, I'm probably 6 and 10.
I think I'm going 11 and 15. So not that far apart. I thought we'd be farther apart.
No, I mean,
I just need to see something from him in the playoffs.
I mean, we saw something from him in the playoffs against Tampa Bay. We didn't see anything from him against the 49ers, but you and I should both agree that whatever offensive game plan that they went into that game with was trash.
And that's why Kellen Moore's gone.
So,
will Dak Prescott be the Cowboys starting quarterback 3 years from now?
If I'm right,
his
yes.
contract will be up.
If I'm right, yes. If you're right this whole time, no.
Yeah, I would check no on this survey if I was doing it. But you say yes.
Yes.
Which running back will finish second in rushing yards on the Cowboys? Malik Davis, Ronald Jones, or Deuce Vaughn, or another player?
I want to say Malik Davis will, but man, it's a bit. I have trouble on Deuce Vaughn deciding if the Dallas Cowboys, because the old Dallas Cowboys wouldn't play this guy.
Nope.
It's that. I almost get that Felix Jones feel from it.
Man, I do too.
Where he's got all the talent in the world, but they will not use him right. If they do, then it's Deuce Vaughn.
Yeah.
But I think the guy that, even though they didn't have enough faith in him to drop him into the San Francisco 49ers game, which that should tell you something.
Baffles me too still.
But I'll say Malik Davis.
Let's see. Who will start the most games at left guard? Tyler Smith, Matt Farniok, Josh Ball, or Chuma Edoga? I mean, they're talking about Smith playing more on the right side.
Yeah, and you hope and pray to God it's not Ball.
My God, or Farniok, really.
The only guy left then.
Smith or Edoga?
It'd be Edoga.
Edoga, yeah.
Because we have Smith playing a different position.
How many sacks will Micah Parsons have? He had 13 in 2021, 13 and a half in 2022. The options are less than 10, 10 to 13, 14 to 17, 18 to 20, or more than 20.
I'm going 14 to 17.
Okay. I would go less than 10. I mean, I hope I'm wrong. That's just what I see.
If he has less than 10, then your first round draft pick is a complete bust.
Now, I think if he does that for multiple years, that's true. If he just has a bad year because everybody's freaking focusing on him on the end, he's getting double teamed every down.
No. Your first round pick in Mozzie Smith.
Oh, Mozzie Smith. Okay, I thought you meant
complete
him.
Bust.
Yeah, that's probably true. Who will lead the team in interceptions? Trayvon Diggs, Stephen Gilmore, Deron Bland, or other?
I think it's going to be Diggs.
I think it's going to be Bland.
I mean, you might be right because they may not want to throw anywhere near Diggs or Gilmore.
Yeah, no, I agree. The two more, Colby, before we get to break, real quick. Number one, should Jimmy Johnson be added to the Cowboys Ring of Honor this season? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. And then finally, which of these four teams is closest to winning a championship? Cowboys, Mavericks, Stars, Rangers.
Good. Wow.
It's a tough one, isn't it?
That's a very.
And it's been a long time since that was a tough one.
Every single one of those teams has a reason to shout, "It's us."
Oh, I don't think the Mavericks do.
Oh, no, they do. Just a year ago, they were in the Western Conference Finals.
And they shouldn't have been.
But they were. You can't, no caveats needed. They were. So, and then your Stars were just in the conference finals.
Yep. And the Rangers lead their division here in the middle of June.
And we keep giving the Cowboys A-minuses on stuff that we would have never given them. So, you know what? You could flip a coin. You can go. I don't think it's the Rangers' year this year. It could be, but every year could be the Cowboys' year, just because of how the NFL works. So I still got to go Cowboys.
See, for me, it's between Cowboys and Stars, and it's almost the flip of a coin. But because they're the Cowboys, I have to go Stars.
Well, the Stars are going to find another coach because our guy only has 1 year before he's trash.
I think so too.
He just had it.
Because that's where he's been everywhere. All right, Colby, take us to break.
Coming up next, we've got people love lists.
People love lists.
Outdated occupations. And what's in Tim's beard as he's got alien talk. And then I have news and notes coming up. That's all coming up. I said coming up too much on the Colby Sapp IndyCarTim Show.
Hello, sports fans. FanStream Sports.
Hey, you like golf? There's a good chance you do because I said so. But what do you need playing golf? Well, you need clubs, right? Clubs, you need balls. The thing that people don't usually think about is that golf bag. And that's what most people see when they look at your golf clubs, like right off the bat. And if you've got a raggedy bag, it's not doing you any favors, bud. So get you a new bag. Go over to orca-golf.com. Orca-golf.com. Why are you going there? You're going there because you want a golf bag, but you want one that's kind of screams you. So you want to pick the colors. Well, you can use your own custom colors. Maybe you have a logo in mind. Maybe it's your logo. You're like Prince. You just have a symbol. That's the case. Dude, you can get your logo on there. Your name, just get it done exactly like what you want it done. By actual designers. Nothing goes out of their factory without the approval of the founder, Erica Bennett, who is just brilliant. We've seen some of her bags. We've got one of them actually in the studio. You know what? Dude, it looks good. If you want other people to look at your golf setup and go, man, that just screams Frank. You want that? Then go over to orca-golf.com. Do yourself a favor and use the promo code DSP10 for 10% off and free shipping. I'll say that again, DSP10 for 10% off and free shipping. So do it today because Orca Golf is the best choice in the game.
Hi, golfers. IndyCar Tim here. I want to talk to you a little bit about Golf Central Magazine. It's not just a golf magazine. It's the magazine for everything. Turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Head over to golfcentralmag.com and check out the latest issue. Some of the regular features in Golf Central Magazine: the Golf Bachelorette of the Month, the Golf Bachelor of the Month, the Golf Cart Girl of the Month, Golf History, Grip It and Sip It. So head over to golfcentralmag.com. It's free. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Golf Central Magazine at golfcentralmag.com. We'll see you there.
All right, guys, time to talk a little bit about Turf Life. You've seen the hats on our heads. You've been or seen the video of the studio. You've seen that the decals are all over the place. Turf Life. Man, it's the brand that salutes the consumer and industry players everywhere whose lives involve turf. What does that mean? It means if you play or have a business or, maybe you're a sports educator, you're going to be on turf at some point. So you live the turf life. So go ahead and tell everybody you live the turf life by having your Turf Life window decal or, the hat or the keychain or the something. Along that lines, just go to turflifeclub.com and become a turf head. That's what it's called when you live the turf life. You're now a turf head. And you can go join the club today, snag that window decal, or snag any other special Turf Life accessories, and go over there to that website, which is turflifeclub.com, and get your stuff and show everybody that, man, I'm all about that Turf Life. And then you just kind of raise your coffee mug at them and go, yeah, Turf Life, baby. That's what it's about. And then that's the end of the commercial. Ding. That means it's done in microwave talk.
Hey, listeners, make sure you check out the brand new Fan Stream Sports in-studio text line. You can reach us during any of our live shows or 24/7 at 214-937-0569. That's 214-937-0569. Text us 24/7 day or night, and we'll reply to you and make you part of the show.
Coming back at you. Now, more Fan Stream Sports.
Welcome back to the Colby Sapp and IndyCarTim Show. I'm IndyCarTim. That is Colby Sapp. We are live from the Fan Stream Sports Studios in Dallas on a Wednesday. Good evening to you here on the Power Hour.
Why do I have a line open?
Of the Colby Sapp and IndyCarTim Show. Coming up, Colby, we've got a new Alien movie that I'm excited about. We don't have a ton of information, but we do have a little bit, including some casting. And this is going to be a little bit of a deviation for an Alien movie.
Okay, so is this like the Alien prequels that we had?
This takes place between Alien and Aliens.
Oh, so it's like it's a 1.5.
It's it's a standalone. So the other old characters aren't in this. It's its own standalone movie.
Okay.
But we'll get into that here coming up. First, though, Colby, I wanted to talk about outdated occupations, because we live in a time now where machines rule. We have artificial intelligence running the world.
Uh-huh.
It's a little nerve-wracking, I'll be honest. Still don't know if I'd like this whole AI thing.
Well, I mean,
It's scary.
We're on our way to Terminator and Judgment Day, and
Right?
this is all part of it.
I don't like this at all. So Finance Buzz website, financebuzz.com, offered us the 15 dying professions that are now no longer worth pursuing. And I mean, it's kind of an eye-opening, snapshot of the world we live in today. Because some of these are for 100 years were staples.
This is what you did.
These were the jobs that your parents had and your friends' parents had, and they made all the money with these professions. Number 15, projectionists.
Okay.
At movie theaters.
Yeah,
I feel like those were held more by teenage boys.
Even back then. So that's not a career, I wouldn't think. If you're a career projectionist,
You're probably not doing very well in life.
You probably are still living with your parents.
Man, that would be nice right now.
Right.
Because, of course, movie theaters are going to the digital movie, or they're already there with the digital movies. You don't need projection operators. You used to have people up there that would change the reels.
Right.
Like halfway through, because you can get the whole movie on a reel when they were doing those kind of movies. So now that it's all digital, it's just, you push a button and you're done. Number 14 on the list from financebuzz.com, retail workers.
That's a tough one to swallow.
Anything you want, you can buy it online, especially when it comes to big online retailers like Amazon. Everybody utilizes online shopping now. It's not great news for retail workers. It is projected that little to no job growth in retail sales workers through 2031.
Pretty much the only places that you can still, because it's like grocery stores, liquor stores, such like that, they're still going to keep going.
I mean, Walmart's getting rid of checkout people.
Right. Well, self-checkout, that's been happening for a while.
Right.
And I am a big fan of not waiting 2 days or 3 days or whatever it is for whatever I order.
Yeah.
It's like, I need shoes. I'm going to go buy shoes today.
Well, and like clothes, it's hard to buy clothes online because, I mean, I want to try them on. I
never try on clothes.
I have to. I have a weird body.
But yeah, I mean, clothes are fine unless they get the size totally wrong.
Yeah.
then that sucks.
Well, you like to wear schmediums anyway.
Yes, actually, this is like a large. But this is also when I was like,
Fat Colby.
I was bigger.
Number 13, corrections officers.
Because nobody needs corrected anymore.
Says working in a prison as a corrections officer can be a difficult job. There's always need for corrections officers, but the number of positions needed is on the decline.
Because of drugs, where everything's okay.
Or they're all having sex with the inmates.
True.
God, I want to be an inmate so bad. One reason for the cutback of corrections officers is the reduction of inmates, which was declining for several years before COVID-19. According to the Federal Bureau of Prisons, the decline started around 2014. Although the total number of inmates might increase, prisons have learned to operate with less staff.
More walls, less people.
Yeah. The inmates are going to run the asylums there. For sure. Number 12, this was an interesting one. I didn't expect to see this on the list because I figured these would be going up. Computer programmers.
Because of, your computer fixes itself now and stuff. And,
so weird.
And your AIs write the computer programs now.
Ugh, can't believe that. Says a career in information technology can be quite lucrative, but the overall need for programmers is declining as automation makes computer programming faster and more efficient. This improvement in efficiency requires fewer workers overall. With more positions becoming remote, many companies are finding less of a need for multiple programmers.
So, all you folks that learned how to program computers because it was the wave, you're
dumb.
Now, you've reached the shore.
You're dumb. Number 11, dispatchers. You guys don't use dispatchers, do you? Y'all have all your routes pretty much preset in the morning, right?
Yeah, it's pretty much they just hand us a bunch of papers and we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It says dispatchers help organize and plan routes for a variety of industries, including ambulances and taxis. Drivers used to connect with dispatchers to learn where they need to head next, but the rise of personal GPS apps has eroded the need for dispatchers, especially companies like Uber and Lyft have fundamentally changed how transportation dispatch works for car services and cabs.
Well, because they know where you're at, and instead of needing somebody to figure out all the logistics about it, yeah.
Because you're dispatched directly by the customer when they push the button on their app.
And the computer goes to the closest person.
Yep.
Ask them first, hey, you want to go do this?
How about number 10 on our list of dying professions that aren't worth pursuing? Customer service representatives.
Man, just the retail customer service. AI again.
I guess. Chatbots.
Yeah,
dude, every website where I pay a bill or owe money to, if I want to ask a question, I have to go through a chatbot.
Yep.
It's infuriating.
Hi, this is Amy. I'd like to talk to you about the blah, blah, blah.
Hi, Amy. What are you wearing?
I don't know.
Ooh, I wonder if they have sex chatbots.
Yes.
Do they?
Yeah.
Colby, do you have Snapchat?
No.
So I have Snapchat. I use it, I'll post a lot of work stuff on there. Send the occasional inappropriate picture to whoever. Mm-hmm. So I got a notification on Snapchat that my AI assistant, my AI assistant was ready. So I went to it and it's like just another person on my list, right?
Uh-huh.
And it's just an AI robot that I can talk to about my day. It can be my girlfriend, my confidant, whatever. I can just sit here and have a conversation with a chat bot if I want.
Have you done this yet?
No, I haven't done it yet. I want to see if I can sext it.
Is there any way? We need to be able to set this up to where we could do this live.
Do it on the air?
On video.
Oh, yeah. I could probably facilitate that.
Have the live IndyCarTim chatbot therapy session.
Let's do it, man.
That'd be amazing.
My life is an open book.
Mm-hmm.
And most people don't want to read it. Number 9. Postal workers. As I'm eating on the air. Everyone gets mail, but how that mail comes to your house now is different, right?
It's a total beat down to actually go check the physical
God, it
mail.
is. I make my kids do it. I haven't touched my mailbox in years.
And I'll run by there. I know my mailman hates me because I'll run by there like every week or so and try and get all the mail out of the box.
Just one day a week.
Yeah.
Just cramming it all in there to make it fit.
And I know they're taking a lot of like the junk that they put in there for one day. They'll take it all out to put the important mail in there.
Right.
And because, yes. And I'm not the only person, because the trash can that's at the mailbox is just full of the junk.
Wow.
So
that's all my mail is. Because now, I mean, and we've had this for 20 plus years, 25 years, online bill pay.
Yes.
And you have an option with most like utility companies, whether it's your phone, cell phone, electric, water, trash, whatever, to not even get stuff in the mail. You can do everything through email now.
Right.
And you have the option. It's, they call it paperless. And man, I don't know. It's just weird. But so even at the post office, though, the sorters are going away because they have automatic sorters now.
Right.
And I've known people that worked in the mail industry and worked at post offices and stuff. And
mail industry sounds different now when you say it.
MAIL industry.
Mm-hmm.
Should have said postal industry.
Yes.
Is going postal still a thing?
I mean, I've said that in the last 2 years.
I feel like younger kids wouldn't understand that reference. If you go postal.
You're gonna mail yourself?
I'm gonna go postal on that winch.
You're gonna mail them?
Because nobody
mails.
On the text chat line, one of the dingy blonde bimbos says she checks hers once a month.
I applaud that. Your mail person probably hates you.
Yeah,
I know mine does.
She says Amazon can never get the delivery right to the right effing address. She keeps losing packages, Colby. She never lost my package though.
It's a little bit too much information.
Number 8. Probably gonna hear about that. Number 8, bookkeepers. Right? Like accountants?
Okay. Not like bookies, because gambling's opening up everywhere.
That's on the rise, I would think.
Yes.
Those are bookmakers, I think, not bookkeepers.
You know what? You got to have somebody make it, and you have to have somebody keep it.
I agree with that. Why didn't they just say accountant type people?
Mm-hmm.
Bookkeepers used to be a vital part of tracking expenditures and income for companies and other entities, but like many other administrative jobs, software now exists that can automate financial tracking. In fact, the positions are declining so much that the Bureau of Labor Statistics estimates by the number of bookkeeping and accounting jobs will decrease by 5% by 2031.
You know who we don't need? The Bureau of Labor Statistics.
Bureau of Labor Statistics. How many people do you think are employed by the Bureau of Labor Statistics?
More than is needed.
I know that.
I'm sorry if you work for the Bureau of Labor. You know what? If I worked for the Bureau of Labor Statistics, I think whenever somebody asked me what I did, I'd just be like, I work for the Bureau.
Right. And just leave it at that.
Not to tell you which one, just the Bureau.
I think Google knows how many people work for the Bureau of
Do I think
Labor
Google
Statistics?
knows? Yes. Do I think you can find it with a Google search? No.
Bureau of Labor Statistics. It doesn't know anything. I must be like a segment of the Department of Labor or something.
You would hope.
Surely it's not its own. Oh, it does tell me what the turnover rate for the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics is.
People go in there and leave real quick? Or is it you catch that job, you're forever that job?
Stupid. I don't know, stupid Google. Steering me wrong as usual. Cashiers, number 7.
Yes.
I mean, that's obvious anywhere you go, right?
Yes. And every place that has that, your obligation is every once in a while to do the fake boop.
The what?
The fake boop. Yeah, just to slide, something through. Whatever it is. Don't try for a TV or something. That's maybe like that 12-pack of soda that they're charging you $8 for.
I think the odds are better if you just don't ring it. Don't just leave it in the cart. Don't even boop it. Just don't pull it out of the cart. Because they have software with that camera that's watching you.
Yeah.
That like it knows if you have 2 things, like you're covering things up, and it'll like ding, 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 and it'll call somebody over to check it.
Right.
So if you just leave it in the cart, it never knows you had it there in the first place. Then you just got to hope grandpa at the door is not checking your receipt.
Well, I mean,
It's a public service announcement.
I mean, you can do that, but there's, I mean, like things of toilet paper or something that are big.
Yeah.
I'll run it through, and if it doesn't scan, I've got my headphones in. I don't know.
Yeah, you can't tell. Not my fault. You're making me work for you.
That's right. Plus, you don't have to pay that cashier anymore. So
idiots. Colby, number 6 on our 15 dying professions that aren't worth pursuing. How
not
about
that I condone stealing?
Bank tellers? Dude, some banks don't even have tellers anymore.
There's no reason to. There's some banks that don't have banks.
They just built a new Bank of America by my house. And I walked in there the other day to deposit a check. And normally you walk in, there's your lobby and there's your tellers, right?
Right.
No tellers.
No.
There's a person there like, hey, what can I help you with today? I'm like, I just need to deposit my check. All right, I can help you with that. I'm like, do y'all not have tellers? Yeah, we have one back here. They're like around the corner. They're not even in the front.
No.
I'm like, what? This is stupid.
No.
I hate progress.
There's nobody to rob that way either.
That's true. But all the money's still there.
Yeah. Just nobody to get it for you.
I'm like,
you can hold a gun to that ATM all you want to. It ain't going to cough up money.
And of course, with the app, you can do everything. You deposit checks on the app if you have it for your bank. And
there's like I said, there are banks out there that don't even have physical brick and mortar banks.
When was the last time there's a bunch of them. When was the last time you balanced your checkbook?
You know what, Tim? I have never in my life ever balanced a checkbook.
Are you serious? What did you do like before online banking? You just letting your bank steal from you?
I didn't I didn't do anything. I mean, if I had money in there, I wrote a check for it. I've probably written under 30 checks in my lifetime.
Oh my God, I used to write 30 checks a month.
So.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tried to explain to my kids the other day, like what balancing a checkbook is. It blew their minds. Like, I was like, yeah, we used to write checks. We didn't have ATM machines. I remember when those were invented. And check cards. We didn't have check cards.
Right.
We had checks. You had to write the check. And they'd look at your driver's license, and they had a stamp, and they had to fill the information in on the check. They're like, oh my God, that took forever. I'm like, yeah, it did. But you had to know what checks you had written because you couldn't go online and look at your balance.
No.
So you looked in your check, and I still have a checkbook. Like the last one I used probably from like 2002, right? And I just show them the register and the checks, how you filled it out. And they were like, sometimes we forget how old you are. I'm like, what?
No, and again, of course, at that point, when I started really going after, like, obviously 16, 17, whatever, I had a checking account and I could write checks and all of that. And I always used to get all the cash out that I could and just use that.
And that's not dumb. I mean, that's pretty smart, but people still don't like to carry cash. But yeah, I mean, and I'd tell them, man, you get a statement every month and I still get statements from the bank.
Yes.
But now that you can just look at your balance on your phone and you can see what transactions have cleared, and now they're all freaking check cards. You're not writing checks anymore. I can't remember the last time I wrote a check. Except to like the school for something, to pay for something. But even that's mostly online now. But yeah, it would show you all the deposits that you made, all the checks that have cleared.
Right.
And if you've got a check in your register on your checkbook and it doesn't show up on the statement, well, that's still pending. You got to account for it. And then the balance at the bottom of the ledger of your statement has to match the number that you have in your checkbook. If it doesn't, something's wrong and you got to figure out what happened.
Not anymore.
I mean, not anymore. You just freaking, oh yeah, do I have any money? Okay, cool. Let's go out.
Right.
Let's go get drunk.
I still got $50.
Oh, Lord. And then some weird ones here. Number 5, translators. Number 4, administrative assistants. That's kind of weird. I feel like old people still want those.
Right.
But now it's all virtual.
Translators because, well, Google.
Colby, Reporters. It says reporters are no longer needed. Take exception to that.
I don't think that is. I mean, you see reporters on the TV all the time.
It says the news industry as a whole has seen rounds of layoffs in recent years, in part because advertising and subscription revenue has dried up for newspapers and other forms of media. Here's a funny company. The Pew Research Center, PEW, found that newsrooms have lost more than 25% of their workforce since 2008, and news organizations like CNN and BuzzFeed have made major cuts in the past year or so.
And yet everybody can be a reporter of somewhat on YouTube, on whatever, and social media. So that's one of the things. You can make a career on being a reporter. You just don't have to worry about going to the news industry to do it.
Do you think, of course, like sitting down and watching the 5 o'clock news, the 6 o'clock news, the 10 o'clock news?
Never done that.
Like, that's a staple of our parents, because that's how you found stuff out. That's how you knew literally what was happening.
Right. Now your phone dings when the areas that you deem important.
So you've never sat down and watched the local news?
No.
Like as a habit?
And no.
I mean, I still do that.
There's no reason to.
Especially I love the 10 o'clock news.
They're not going to tell me anything that I either want to know about,
but it's kind of
care about.
But it's unnecessary, right? Like eventually eventually networks or local stations are going to realize they could run another show at 10 o'clock, run a rerun of Seinfeld or Modern Family or something, and just the news will go away, right?
It will, because I mean, if you want the latest breaking news and there's something you haven't heard about, just wait a little bit. Somebody will post it. Something will happen. You'll be fine.
I mean, even for breaking news, God forbid a shooting somewhere or something like that, you just freaking go to Twitter and there's live feeds from everywhere right there.
Yes.
No one goes and turns on their TV to figure out, oh God, what happened to the plane crash or whatever. You're just looking at it on Facebook or on Twitter.
Right.
It's insane to me. Somewhere my dad, Eddie Joe's rolling over in his grave right now. Damn social media.
I mean, we're all a bunch of socialists.
We are. Number 2, travel agents, and number 1, factory workers. Colby, there's your 15 dying professions that aren't worth pursuing.
Robots
are taking over. They're rising up.
That's right. We got artificial intelligence and connected to the internet. It's also going to bring about all the robots. And somehow we think that we're not going to end up in some kind of Terminator doomsday at the end of this. Whatever.
That's insane. That's insane.
Speaking of Terminators and such like that, we're heading straight into the sci-fi world as Tim spreads apart his beard and shows you what's in it.
Colby, got lots of stuff in my beard. I thought I would regurgitate some Alien news.
That's good.
You a fan of the Alien franchise?
I am a fan of the Alien franchise. I even like, what was that? God, what was that the one prequel movie that they had? No, Prometheus.
Yep, Prometheus.
I actually like that movie.
And they had Alien Covenant, I think was the most recent one they had. I haven't seen that one yet.
Right.
I don't know where it runs along. So in the entire series, you have 1979's Alien. By the way, scared the crap out of me. I saw that on HBO. A buddy of mine, and of course, I never had cable growing up, but a buddy of mine from school, I think was 79. I guess I was 5th grade, 4th grade, 5th grade. Walked home from school and they had just gotten HBO. So he's like, hey, you want to come see my HBO?
Yes.
I'm like, yes. So he just lived around the block. We walked home and we walked in and Alien was just starting.
Perfect timing.
And we sat there and freaking I got in so much trouble because I was supposed to be home like 2 hours ago,
Right.
I don't know that. I don't have time. I don't have a watch when 4th grade or 5th grade.
I don't have time.
Dude, freaking scared the crap out of me. I had nightmares for weeks.
Was it mainly the chest bust scene?
I thought that was the coolest thing ever, man. Just the monster, the alien itself, freaked me out. And then the pods, the eggs.
Right.
Just freaked me out. I kept looking for eggs in my house for a long time. Then in 1986, they followed it up with Aliens, which was great.
That was my favorite for the longest in the series.
Alien 3 in 1992.
One of my least favorites.
Alien Resurrection in 1997.
Became my favorite.
Yep.
Until the end, when it was the half human, half alien, that threw me off.
That was
But
weird.
all the way up until that, I was totally digging the Sigourney Weaver superpower.
Oh my God.
That was amazing.
She was hot back then. She was always sweaty.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Well, everybody, it was so
great.
humid. That's the thing about the alien movies in space. They really played up like the humidity of what was going on.
Yep. Then you had the Alien versus Predator films with Alien versus Predator, or AVP, in 2004. I loved that one.
Yes, that was the one in Antarctica, right?
Yep. That was so great.
Loved it.
Then you had AVP Requiem in 2007.
Also
remember.
love that.
Yeah, I didn't remember much about that one. Then come the Prometheus films, the Prometheus in 2012, and then Alien Covenant in 2017. Go ahead.
I think, like you, I can't remember if I've seen Covenant or not.
Yeah, I don't remember if I have or not. And I want to say that, like, if I did, I'd probably remember it.
Right.
So then the next installment, some places call it the Untitled Alien film, but we have a working title called Alien Romulus. So it may just be a working title, and that might not be the name of the movie.
Okay.
But that's what some media outlets are reporting, what they're hearing. Of course, there's two references to Romulus that I can think of. Of course, the first emperor of Rome and the guy that founded Rome was Romulus. And then, of course, from Star Trek, the planet Romulus.
Right.
So, yeah, who knows what they're going with that. But it's going to be directed by Fede Alvarez. It'll be a standalone installment, the 7th mainline installment, the 9th film overall in the Alien franchise. I don't recognize any of these actors. Kaylee Spaney, Isabella Merced, David Johnson, Archie Renault, Spike Fern, and Eileen Wu.
Now, when you said it's a 1.5 or in between Alien and Aliens, the only thing that I can think of possibly that they could do right off the top of my head is set on the world of Aliens and finding out how it was just the girl that was left. And maybe following her
Could be
to that point.
for in the timeline, yeah.
So
it was originally scheduled to be released on Hulu, but this month it was just announced they've changed it to be scheduled to be released in theaters August 16th, 2024.
Hulu did a great job with their Predator movie.
Yeah,
I
thought so too.
It was amazing. I loved it. And that may have sparked this coming about to Hulu, just the success of it. So if they're going, and that actually adds to if they're going to go kind of the same route as Predator did,
right?
With, your young girl kind of leading the charge, that would work for me. So
Fede Alvarez, I guess, is known. I don't remember the movie that he did. I don't think I've ever heard it before. What was the name of it? You might know it.
Give me the name, because I'm not good with directors.
Oh crap! Now I can't find it. I'll probably find it here in a second. So yes, it says that blue. Yeah, so again, they don't know if Alien Romulus is the movie's title or the working title. Could be a code name. They started filming in Budapest, Hungary on February 6th. The actors are all Alvarez is responsible for Evil Dead in 2013.
Oh, the scariest of the Evil Dead.
Yep, and then the movie Don't Breathe, which I'm not familiar with that one. But every announced cast member is in their 20s. So it's going to be a young cast. And, I don't know. I didn't recognize any of those names. So these may be a bunch of unknowns or
Right.
getting their big break. I guess Kaylee Spaney from Mar of Easttown. Don't know what that is. David Johnson from Industry. Archie Renault from Shadow and Bone. Spike Fern was in The Batman, but I don't know who he was. So yeah, just a number of people here. But man, I'm just excited about a new Alien movie. I have to wait a freaking year to see it.
All right. Well, I sent a text out. Once I saw this, I've got something back. So it looks like that not only is, not only is Romulus a part of the prequel series that began with Prometheus, but it's the continued timeline with Alien Covenant, and they will not only have the movie, but this will spawn a TV series.
Yes, I was getting there. There's a TV series that has been planned that will be announced, I guess, later after the movie comes out. There was also a web series that I was unaware of called Alien Isolation from 2019. I don't remember seeing that.
So it basically, they were just going to do the Hulu movie at first, like you said. And once they started really reading through and seeing how much money they had to put into like the CGI and stuff, they're like, dude, we could pull a theater off.
That's awesome.
And so by doing the theater route, now the TV series, of course, will hinge on how good it does. If the TV series really, truly moves forward.
Man, but I mean, I feel like this franchise does well, right?
It does. Prometheus didn't do as well as what they wanted it to.
But I don't know that most casual fans of the Alien franchise knew that Prometheus was a continuation of that franchise.
That was actually one of the things that kind of did it in, because it was just kind of labeled as, this is just Prometheus. It's not Aliens Prometheus. It's just Prometheus. And they didn't, if you were in the know, you knew.
Yeah.
But a lot of your casual sci-fi guys and gals that were into the movies, they didn't know walking into it, so it didn't attract them right off the bat. So that was one of the things that I felt actually did that movie in.
Colby, go ahead.
Then you went there, and like some people got disappointed because it was real basic, and the aliens were everything was kind of dumbed down in the situation, just like unveiled a little at the time. It's like, man, I already knew all this stuff. Stop it.
Were you aware, because I was not, that there was a theatrical production of Alien?
What?
It was called Alien the Play. And it was a critically acclaimed theatrical production of the first movie from, it was recent. It came out in 2019. Dude, I would love to see that.
I would love it, and also would have hated it.
Oh, I would have hated it, but I would have to have seen it, right?
It would have been like, I feel like train wreck, just because of the alien person playing the alien, kind of moving around in an alien suit or whatever. You can't have alien Godzilla.
Oh my God, that's awesome. So apparently it came about because a high school in New Jersey did it. New Bergen High School, which was one of the least funded schools in New Jersey. So all of the students had to make their own costumes. They had to make their own props, and it became viral on the internet, and it spawned an actual theatrical production.
The person now I would love to have been the person behind, or got to be behind, the special effects once they got some money behind it, right?
Yeah.
That would have been good times. Now we're gonna squirt blood at the crowd.
Oh, that'd be great. Gallagher.
Yes.
So yeah, look for your Alien coming out 2024. So does this mean I have to wait until August to see Spider-Man, the third or the second, what was it? I've already forgot what
the third. It's the third of.
I meant the second part of the new one that just came out.
Yes.
What is it called?
Across. Is that helping you?
I thought that was this one. What was this one called?
Yeah, it's the second one of
Yeah, this one was called Across the Spider-Verse.
right.
That one's called Beyond the Spider-Verse.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, that was what was escaping was Beyond the Spider-Verse. And now I got to wait for the new Alien but you're telling me August isn't probably good for the Spider-Man movie. Huh?
It's not.
Damn it.
It's not.
What can you do about that?
Nothing.
Can you make some calls, pull some strings?
I've done. I can only get information. I can't cause things to happen.
Well, what good are you then?
If you need information, I've got it.
Oh, that's true. And you do have some good information. Are we going to do a mystery shotgun here one of these days?
We need to. I just kept thinking that things would happen.
Just waiting, right?
Just we're in a holding pattern.
All right. Well, all I can think of then is that's where I feel right now.
You can throw it to me, Tim, if you're done with your beard.
I'm done with that. And that's what's in my beard, Colby.
Mm.
How about some of this?
Thank you, Tim. Thank you, me. Thank you, you, for making us sound good. News and Notes is where I search the World Wide Web for the weird.
Internets.
And by God, I found it. Tim, did you know that there was a European Sex Championships?
I want to go to there.
So there was a European Sex Championships, and this was held somewhere in Sweden.
Wait for it. Sweden. Oh, of course it was.
So this is somewhere in Gothenburg, Sweden, and it's a secret location.
Of course.
About 16 adult performers, women, showed up to a lot of fanfare. So the Sex Championships basically was they kind of did it Big Brother style.
Oh.
So if you could find out the secret location in Gothenburg, Sweden, then you could have went. And
Wow.
And so it was a brothel, like an open doored brothel.
Probably easier to find than most people thought.
Right. You just follow the smell. Anyway, so what happens in this is for about 45 minutes a day, these women were told they had to go pick one of these beds and lay down in it.
Huh. Pick a bed, any bed.
Yeah. Probably pick the same bed you picked yesterday, sweetie.
Oh.
So, and it was to see how many numbers they could rack up during that time. Kind of like the Jello shots.
Oh God.
For the colleges.
So I'm sure you're going to cover this, but I can't wait to hear what constituted a check mark or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, how did you count? Where did it start? Where did it finish?
I'm guessing by the pictures that I see that you couldn't put up.
Want to bet?
Because no one's ever seen one of these videos, but I've heard of videos to where it's like a girl and then there's like just a bunch of dudes just playing themselves to get ready to be the next guy. That's pretty much what this looks like. Sex championship.
Colby, I have breaking news.
What's that?
I am seeing from multiple sources that the Sweden sex competition is a hoax.
Is it?
Which might be even funnier.
So the news that I had is that people aren't happy because like the winner of the sex championship didn't get paid.
So they carried it out.
Yes.
That's even better.
That was actually the end tidbit. They were promised like $800 and something thousand.
Oh my God. Thing. It doesn't say what the winning number was?
No.
But I could beat it.
If it is a hoax, my bad.
Well, no, it's still news. Still news and notes.
So, but there you go. I just saw European Sex Championships, and I didn't double check it because I'm sure Tim wanted to talk about it. So
Heck yeah. I still want to compete.
So you can be one of the guys that are filling with his winky.
Where's 2024 going to be held at?
You know what? I don't know.
Let's find out.
I'm guessing somewhere in Sweden.
I think FanStream Sports would sponsor me.
You know what? They sure.
I mean, apparently it's a sport now.
Yeah.
I want to do play-by-play.
You walk out with your ring, your championship ring.
A championship dildo.
That's right.
Gold-plated.
Let's go from there to Florida, where an anti-Semitic hate group is demanding that a sheriff named Mike Chitwood pay them $100,000 in gold and apologize for calling them scumbags. Because apparently he called them scumbags while reporting on some things that they did or didn't do. So members of the Goyim Defense League that littered neighborhoods with anti-Semitic flyers, which the sheriff said don't read these scumbags material. Which the sheriff actually started handing out T-shirts that said "Scumbag Eradication Team."
Oh my God, I want one of those.
Which that's amazing. So they're trying to get gold out of and suing. They're going through legal matters. Well, the sheriff decided to just go ahead and send them a gift, as he sent them 1,000 pacifiers. And his message to them was, suck it. So
that's awesome.
I mean, Nazis. When you could say suck it, Nazis.
Yep.
That's great. So Florida Sheriff.
Wow.
Got some submersible talk. About the Titan. As come to find out, the Ocean Gate, which is the people that are in charge of the Titan submersible that's lost, and nobody's told me they found it yet. By now, they've probably run out of air, so that's bad. The original carbon fiber hull wasn't rated for Titanic depths. This claimed an operations director. The operations director, because of being a whistleblower, when he sent that in as they were filing for their paperwork and all that to get this thing a go, was fired in 2018.
Oh my God.
When he announced that this ain't going to work, bud. So, I mean, you hate to be that guy that's now told you, right? You can't stand around and be like, told you, when people are like, dude, there was people in there. One of them was a kid. The other one worth money. That's news. But yeah. So this wasn't. Does he feel right and justified right now?
I mean, yeah.
Is it okay to feel right and justified right now if you're him?
I would say yes.
Okay.
I approve.
I'd have a little trouble with that.
I know.
Let's go from there back to Florida, where authorities have released a body camera footage in the case of a man who was pantsless. And, you know, when you're without pants, there's things that you try to do, like acquire pants. That wasn't what this guy was going for. As he, instead of trying to steal pants, decided he'd steal a jet ski. Good old Levi. His first name is Levi. He was pantsless, and he broke a paddleboard handle that belonged to the business, and used it to hit the manager in the head because he was trying to steal this jet ski. So he grabbed a paddleboard handle, snapped it, started trying to use it to beat the guy up to get this jet ski. I never want to ever be in the situation where a pantsless man is trying to paddle me. That's not good. Also not good, stealing a jet ski.
Lots of visuals there.
But there were some good Samaritans that tackled the pantsless man, which never do that. But they did. And waited for police to get there, and they did, and they arrested pantsless man. So
Pantsless. That's like being known as pantsless man.
I am pantsless man.
I mean, I've been called worse.
Right.
Today.
Let's go to Los Angeles, where a Los Angeles police dog on a raid of supposed bad stuff at a warehouse sniffed out a vending machine. This vending machine had a massive cache of drugs, heroin, cocaine, a lot of money,
Of course.
and an assault rifle. Oh, by the way, and fentanyl. Can you imagine walking up to the wrong vending machine and putting in your dollar, hitting the button, and out pops a M16? I was just looking for a soda, man.
Thirsty.
Yeah. So wait, so do I have to put in more money in order to get the bullets?
Yeah, do they come preloaded?
You'd hate for that to, just boom, boom, boom. It just starts going off, right? That's bad.
Death by vending machine. News at 11.
So LAPD K9 Bosco is the dog that sniffed out the vending machine. By the way, the vending machine just said on the front of it, it didn't say Coke, it didn't say Dr. Pepper, it didn't say, Special K. Just said cold drinks. That should have gave it away, right?
The generic cold drinks machine.
Cold drinks machine.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's a pretty smart place to hide your drugs and weapons, though, right?
Maybe we should use the vending machine in the building here.
I mean, it doesn't have anything else in it, so
Right.
So there's that. James Loveless. I found James Loveless's obituary, and I'd like to take a moment to read said obituary to you because I'm not sure if the people that wrote this actually liked him or not.
Love good obituaries.
Born and raised in Kentucky in 1963, a state that has been recently leaning towards more liberal values, we might add Jamie, a divorcee, father, grandfather, and proud owner of a few lots in the trailer park, had enough and up and died on us on June 14th in order to avoid another presidential stolen election mishap in the near future. As a gluttonous eater of fried foods and snack cakes, as well as the occasional chili cheese dog, James tried in vain to give up the ghost by clogging his arteries and having a stroke in 2015. His twin boys, Rocky and Rodney, had other plans as they made him go to the hospital. While waiting in the ER at the hospital, he was heard saying, "Let's make a break for it," only to be heard by one of the hospital staff and forced to go through the procedure. He wasn't too excited about the prospect, but he went anyway. On many occasions in life, James was seen in the backyard at the trailer park during the early hours of the morning, hammering beers, standing over country-style ribs and yelling, "It's got the head like a cat on it," while nearby neighbors would peek out their windows, bearing looks of disgust and amazement as his party guests were slurring remarks about needing to speed up his cooking style. "We've been here since 5 o'clock, they would say. I've got to work in the morning."
Oh my God, this is all in the obituary.
Yes. We don't know if he was married, but he was definitely a ladies' man. There was Kathy, Mary Lou, Tammy, Deborah, Carrie, Tina, etc., etc. "It's in the bones," he told us proudly, pointing to his skinny, pasty white legs. "Women love a good shin." We think he might even have some females waiting on him on the other side. Jamie loved his family more than anything else in the world, except ice cold Bush and room temperature Bush.
Oh.
T-bones, New York strip, prime rib, shrimp, swimming, poker, hatchback, Mustang GTs, tank tops, and Kentucky men's basketball. And his personal copy of Eddie Murphy's Raw. He leaves behind his second favorite son, Rocky, and Lizeth Lovelace of Arizona City, Arizona. His favorite son, Rodney Lovelace of Science Hill, Kentucky. And younger brother, Joey, and unofficial daughter, Melissa, and Coy Vance of the trailer park.
Wait, Coy Vance?
Yes. Coy and Vance.
You know those names? What show that's from?
Yes, that's your backup Dukes.
Yeah.
As well as a pair of old boxers which had Budweiser King of Rears printed on the design. He will be moderately missed. That is his
moderately. We should write our own obituaries, Colby, one episode.
He will be moderately missed.
We should write each other's obituaries.
Second favorite son. Just right
awesome.
there.
That's awesome.
He loved ice cold Bush and room temperature Bush. Just for that. And finally, in news and notes, once again, state lawmakers consider bill to make spousal rape illegal in Ohio. Which means right now it's okay.
It's not illegal.
It's not illegal. And that's news and notes, everybody.
Oh, my God, Colby. I love obituaries.
They're great, especially those.
God, they're great.
That people took the time out to be funny because James Lovelace died.
I mean, why would you not be funny in an obituary, you know?
I mean, usually you're writing it right after the person passed, and you might be all emotional and sad about it.
I mean, I know people deal with death in different ways, but
I kind of, shook me a little bit on that, where the person that was in charge of writing his obituary was like, we don't know if he's ever been married.
We just don't know.
We just don't know. I know there's a lot of women now.
God, that's awesome. Colby, scoring update for your Texas Rangers as we close things out here on a Wednesday. Texas leads Chicago 6-2 in the top of the seventh.
F you, New York.
This, of course, is the rubber match against Chicago before they head to New York.
Otherwise known as the Trojan Horse.
I get it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right, this is and has been the Colby Sapp IndyCarTim Show here on FanStream Sports on a Wednesday. We will be back on Monday to do it all again. We promise that we'll try, but we can't promise it'll be any better than tonight.
Probably not.
Because it was a good one. Until then, boys and girls, we'll see you.